Retelling the tale of Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, from a different perspective, we're here discussing Adam Gidwitz, The Empire Strikes Back, So You Want to Be a Jedi. Like its predecessor, Adam Gidwitz, The Empire Strikes Back, So You Want to Be a Jedi, is a retelling of the second released episode in the Star Wars saga. But once you crack open the cover, this retelling is nothing like you've ever seen before. This particular book is told from the viewpoint of an instructor teaching a student through the story of another. You are the Padawan learning how to be a Jedi, and you are placed in the shoes of Luke Skywalker to understand what you have to go through to achieve this feat. The focus of this particular overview is to dive into the elements of the novel that were not part of the original story, and for the most part, I will ignore the instructional elements of this story. While they add a certain color to the storytelling, they themselves have nothing to do with the story beyond giving the reader a bit of context as to what it might have been to be a Jedi. So, let's take a look at how this novel added to the film we all know and love. While a minor addition, we learn that Han returns back to Luke, still in the medical bay, reporting on the appearance and destruction of the Imperial probe droid on Hoth. It is this moment that Luke learns of the evacuation of the Hoth base and prepares to join the coming fight. We spend a brief moment describing the character of General Veers, giving a rundown of some of his greatest victories, framing him up to be quite a successful and fearless officer, which stands in stark contrast to his fear as he approaches Vader to tell him that the fleet has come out of hyperspace and an energy field has been detected. Instead of seeing Veers as a fearful man, we see the power that Vader has over the strongest of Imperial officers. There is quite a bit of time spent with Luke on Dagobah with Yoda. Given the perspective of this retelling, it is not a surprise, but there are elements of this time that is quite intriguing. Early on in their encounter, Yoda tells Luke a fable about a king and three brothers. This is a tale Yoda references throughout Luke's training on Dagobah. The tale is about living in the moment, placing value in selflessness, and understanding that not everything is as it seems. We see how Yoda and Luke's relationship developed during this training, which has some elements of the Obi-Wan and Anakin relationship we saw in the Clone Wars. The film did its best to demonstrate the passage of time for Luke on Dagobah, but this book really shows how much training Luke actually went through with Yoda. While it is difficult to say exactly, it does make it feel like a few weeks have passed. We also learn that the ability to see a Force ghost is something one learns through training. It is not until he has trained enough with Yoda that he is able to see Obi-Wan manifest himself. According to the narrator, Boba Fett and Han Solo share some history together. I believe this is the first canon story to actually call that out. He does not go into great detail as to what this history is or the extent of it, but it does imply that there is more of a story there, one that I hope we'll hear someday. While there are other bits and pieces, the primary focus of this retelling was to get the reader in the mindset of the discipline, faith, and selflessness that one has to have as a Jedi. Of these three retellings, this one adds the least in terms of actual scenes to the film, but does the most in terms of getting the reader in the mindset to actually understand the Jedi way. Thank you for watching! Be sure to subscribe to keep up with all the insight and analysis found here at Star Wars The Canon Explained. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Leave your comments and questions about this story or any element of the Star Wars canon below. Till next time, may the Force be with you.